my puppy. Maybe that's what I should do. Oh, hey, Instagram. It's me, T, from the Patterson's taking the train to bed. Hey, you know what? It's it's before the sunrise and after the dawning. You know what I mean? And so that means we're in blue light. So this is officially a blue light report. Our blue light report. There we go. Miss Scully's up already. Hey, Miss Scully, I gotta talk to you later. Don't worry about that point. When you come, you're gonna come. I'll talk to you later. Look, here's the thing. Blue Light Brigade. I ain't talked to you in a while. Okay, I know. So, oh, I'm sorry. Um, it's the Blue Light Brigade I'm talking to, but this is a Grand Rising report. You see, and Grand Rising report. What it's supposed to do? I'm supposed to report on what's been happening in the last few with me, and then it's a whole thing. Anyway, but that's not the point. The point is that here's what's been happening. Okay, I got my ticket to Ethiopia. You know, I leave on the 5th. I arrive on it. Well, the thing starts on the thing started. It's the 6th and the 7th, right? Yeah. So I arrive on the 5th. I think I leave on the 4th. I leave on the 4th, arrive on the 5th, so I have that day to scout around, see what's going on, see blah, 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 blah. So I got my bus ticket to Cape Town because I had to fly out of Cape Town, Going, oh, I forgot to tell you. The ticket I got is to Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, right? Because they have the reparations. There's going to be a reparations gathering. I call it a reparations gathering. I don't know what they're calling it. And it's really CARICOM initiated it. So CARICOM and the AU, right, they're having this little thing on reparations. We're going to find out what it is. I think I'll have to do some writing. Anyway, that's not the point. So that's what I'm going to. That's what I'm excited about. Because I've been thinking, okay, here's what I've been thinking. Here's the thing. I'm wearing the same outfit I wore, not the same outfit because I got different pants on. So, the other one, one last report. So that report. So I'll get back to what I was saying, but it's interesting because when I do these things, what I have to do is when I'm finished, I actually have to watch them. Actually, I'm really listening to them, watch them. So any mistakes I have, any faux pas, then I sort of correct them in the comments, or I might do whatever. That's what I do. Or additional information I think people should know, but I have to look at the look at the posting first, right? So, well, yesterday there's something. No way. But yesterday I was traveling and I didn't have the volume on, and I would just watch the no audio, just the video. I don't even know why I did that. I think I was bored. I was someplace. Anyway. And then when I realized, I'm looking at that thing, and I'm going like, oh, this is certainly interesting. I mean, take the sound off. Look, say the one yesterday did yesterday's, the house and at the haunted house, the background you see is like some wavy things, and I got the same top on, the narrative thing and the ADOS thing, right? But had different pants on. That's not the point. So if you look at that without the sound, I noticed something. Now I think the thing is like 15 minutes or something like that. 15 minutes, and I talk with my hands. You know what I mean? That's why I have to have my little gimbal here. I talk with my hands. But here's an interesting thing. A couple of things with this. When you look at these things that they posted, like these AI things, if you notice, they'll move their lips and stuff like that, but their hands or whatever will be, or their whole upper body will be stiff. So I'm going I look at that and say, oh, that's AI. So I just leave that alone. So somebody like me, oh, what's the AI catch up to me? So if you look at that thing I was trying to say, if you look at the thing I posted yesterday and don't listen to it, it's really interesting because for 15 minutes I'm moving my hands, I'm doing all kinds of things with my hands, and I'm realizing I'm like, wait, I haven't really repeated a motion for 15 minutes. I ain't repeated a motion. I mean, some things they associate, but it was really interesting, right? So I'm looking at it, I'm saying, well, this is interesting. And then there's this question that people have sometimes when you get older. They say, well, if you had to live your life over again, if there was another thing, what would you be, right? And I'm thinking, I've always said this. I'd be well, I'm a maestro anyway. When I do, I'd be the conductor of the orchestra. Like Bobby McFerrin's daddy. You know what I mean? That's what I would. That's what I think I would be. But interestingly enough, there's some weird thing. I notice sometimes I talk to people and they're looking off. And they're looking at my hands because it seems like I just use my hands a lot, and maybe it's my hands are, dare I say, mesmerizing. Oh, I like that word. And then so I'm going like, oh, this is certainly interesting. So if you can be entertained just by, wow, this is fascinating. But what's your through line? Then I started to thinking. I was starting to thinking. I said, you get a lot of these little revelations here, brother. What does that mean? And now with this conference, remember, I've been in the struggle since 1964. You know what I mean? So to me, this conference is happening in Ethiopia is 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 key. It's like a turning point. It's one of those kind of things. You know what I mean? Uh, and I'm excited. When I get excited, I just have to start writing. So for the next couple of days until I get there, for the next week, I got to be writing. I got to start with my notes today and keep on going. Right? Got some revelations. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going like, oh, that's interesting. So does this mean with this thing here, with my little activist thing? Well, you're activist, you're activist. I call myself and culture, I'm a cultural revolutionary. But in real life, I'm an evolutionary. So I call myself an evolutionary, So like that. So in this evolutionary spirit, sphere, whatever it is, that my trajectory, I'm sort of going like, yeah, I need to be retired. Not retired, but yeah, retired. You know what I mean? I don't need to be talking and I can talk to the camera like that, which would all these people that you see trying to be famous and they get out there and they da 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 da. Just let them talk to the camera. That way you can turn off the sound if you want, or ignore them completely, whatever you want to do. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, so maybe because when I look at my activism thing, this is a crowning thing. I'm not saying there's nothing going to happen. I don't do the future kind of thing. But as far as now, I said this is really crowning. Then I started to think about other things. Like, for instance, I don't really direct plays anymore. Well, I never really know. Well, I direct theater. Look, let me put it this way. I talked about this a bunch of times, but I'm trained in theater. I like it, whatever have you. But I'm actually an audio dramatist. I'm an audio dramatist because I like to direct audio drama and do that much more than I like direct legitimate theater because there's a lot of money involved and stuff like that. Doesn't matter. So, in fact, and then what's my crowning achievement in theater, if you will, would have been, I guess, would be, oh yeah, that's like 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, 22, whatever years ago, but that's amazing production. That was an amazing production. Ooh, my goodness. Anyway, so that was kind of, and then my little thing with I call maestro, my mixing and radio and like that. The crowning thing was when I did Pan African Space Station. That was about 10 years ago. Whatever, it's like 10 years, less than 10 years ago. Okay, so I'm going like, this is interesting. So I got these little things that happen. I was saying, oh, so you're not retired, but you've achieved all you need to achieve there. So what's next? How do you apply these things what did you learn from all this stuff? Because everything builds. Let me go back to Pan African Space Station. Pan African Space Station was important because all of my technical expertise, everything that I had learned up until then, was really focused in that. It really did that tasking very well. Okay, so that's good. Uh, as far as writing goes, I haven't. Oh my goodness, I got some stuff right. So anyway, but in audio drama itself, so I don't. Again, I guess my crowning achievement in audio drama, well, not a crowning achievement, but the whatever noteworthy one was when we did The Outsider, which is like an 8.5 hour live audio drama. Blah 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 blah. That was done 91, yeah, 1991. Okay, so I achieved everything I need to do in audio drama. It's the pinnacle, whatever. Then you go all my workshop kind of things. Those are amazing, and the what do you call that? The audio drama conclaves. I got to think of something else now. So that's ever going. My audio drama thing it's ever evolving, right? And if I'm right, there's one thing. One of the things in deBrother, I got a project for the Eastern Cape that is unbelievable. But it's going to take Dr. DC is going to take other people to achieve what I need to achieve. Because actually, right now, I'm more like no, I hate that word facilitator. I don't hate the word facilitator, but not even a consultant like that. I'm an advisor. That's right. I'm a senior advisor to the deBrother Art Society. So, whatever. Yeah. So I'm a Caesar of advisor to them. That's what I do in audio drama. But I want to do this series. I got this other thing I need to do. This thing I need to travel around and do some recording because I'm also a recorder. So this next project, the project I really want to do, and I actually have to do some funding for, and maybe that's why I got to go to this conference because I got to find some funding for this particular one. You know, the other stuff I do, I don't do with money. You know what I mean? I don't use money. I can't explain that part to you right now. So, so I got to look for funding for that one, but that's going to be that's a personal thing. It's an audio drama project that hopefully, well, that should happen. So those are the two. The audio drama project that I have to travel around. I have to travel around the states actually. So I got to get funding to travel around the states. Don't worry about it. My burdens. Um, and then of course the project I want to do with Eastern Cape with the Eastern Cape. So those are only two things I'm interested in. Well, that I can put energy into because everything is time and energy. You know, don't have to take your time and energy. So anyway, so I'm here in the village. Tomorrow, so what? Today's Friday. Yeah, tomorrow I head to Cape Town, and you know we'll keep you updated. Blue Light Brigade. I'm glad to talk to you this morning, Blue Light Brigade. And let me go back to everybody. Look, people who are, if you should years from now, if you should get this little thing. I'm advocating that everybody get a YouTube channel, express their things, right? Because there's so much stuff out here, and then people, you know, then you can just, you know, so I need to cut this down. Gotta do something like that. Anyway, so your opinion will be out there because there's a lot of people have opinions, and opinions are like rectal sphincters. Everybody has one. You know? Let me stop right there. That's actually from my medical background. You know, I used to be a lab technician. Anyway, I gotta go. Talk to you all later. Bye.